Good evening. Thank you all for joining us tonight. It is 6:30 p.m., so I would like to call the meeting to order at 6:30. Can you please call the roll?
Mrs. Hamilton?
Here.
Mrs. Rush?
Here.
Mrs. Travis?
Here.
Mrs. Egan?
Here.
Mrs. Crawford?
Here. Thank you. If we all can stand, if you're able and willing, for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I do not believe there's any changes to the agenda, so we can roll. So, good evening, everyone. Everyone online, guests who are here, thank you for joining us tonight. Hope everyone had a wonderful summer. We officially started the 26-27 school year. Our high school and middle school students have already returned as part of the soft opening. They're already back in the swing of things, and tomorrow our elementary schools will officially come back, so we'll welcome all of our students across the district. I want to welcome back our students, families, teachers, administrators, and staff. It has been a tremendous amount of work happening throughout the summer to prepare for our buildings, classrooms, programs, transportation, athletics, and everything else that goes into starting a school year. So thank you to everyone who has worked behind the scenes to get us to this point. Most importantly, I hope our students had a great year. I hope they challenge themselves, get involved, try something new, build relationships, and take advantage of all the opportunities available to them here in our district. I want to officially welcome Dr. Sandy Womack to your first Board of Education meeting tonight. You say what? Oh, sorry. We are excited to have you here and excited about this next chapter for our district. We look forward to working with you, our treasurer, our administration team, staff, family, students, and community. We want to continue working together to help move our district forward. So welcome. The board also has been busy this summer. We participated in a retreat that was held by Ohio School Board Association, where we focused on working together, governance, roles, responsibilities as board members, communication, and how we can continue to work together effectively. We also had the opportunity to come together with our superintendent and treasurer to talk about the year ahead with finding leaders. This was a free part of our program with the superintendent search, and we were able to talk about our priorities, ways we can continue strengthening our district, and how we operate as a team. You will see some of the work that we talked about on tonight's agenda. One of the items that we had discussed was moving our regular board meeting to once a month with the option of adding work sessions as needed. This type of structure is common among school boards across Ohio, and this will allow us to use work sessions for deeper discussion, planning, and collaboration, while regular meetings will remain focused on conducting the official business of the district. Ultimately, this is about making sure we're using our time effectively, creating more opportunities to do the work that needs to happen outside of our regular business meetings, and continue to strengthen how we work together on behalf of our students, staff, and community. I also want to just take a moment to anyone who has helped with Twins Days, the community event this year. We want to thank everyone. Thanks to our community members, district staff, students, parents, coaches, volunteers, Twinsburg athletic boosters, everyone who gave their time and helped throughout the weekend. It's such a special part of the community. We always have a lot of twins come across the country to this event. And everyone works behind the scenes to make this event successful, and it does help our students with programs and different things that we do. So we appreciate anyone who's able to attend or give back. So thank you. Also, we have another exciting community celebration coming this Friday, August 21st, as we officially celebrate the grand reopening, rededication of our renovated Twinsburg Stadium. This will be a back-to-school tailgate from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock p.m. We'll have a great opportunity for our families, community members to come together and meet our new superintendent, Dr. Sandy Womack. So it will be a meet and greet. So if you haven't had the chance to meet him in person, this will be a great opportunity for you to do that at this event. Also, we want to thank TEA and TSSA because they are the ones who are putting together this tailgate, along with OEA Secretary and Treasurer Rob McPhee for hosting the back to school event. And also with the grant funds. The timing for the lineup of pregame festivities will be 6:15. We'll recognize our Twinsburg youth football players and cheerleaders, our class of 2039 kindergarten students. Yes, I said that. We'll participate in a special welcome parade in front of the home bleachers. So we'll also officially rededicate Tiger Stadium with a ribbon cutting ceremony on the field, and our incredible Tiger marching band will perform before the game. Then at 7 o'clock, our Tigers will play against Kent. We'll also have a spectacular fireworks show presented by American Fireworks as part of the celebration. So we do want to thank our fireworks sponsors, Field Turf USA, Cordon, Clark and Wesco Architects, Ground Up Lawn Management, R&T Fence, the Vasco Group, Mark Electric, and Mid-Ohio Paving. Thank you to our sponsors and to everyone who helped play a role in making Friday's celebration possible. We also hope all of our families, students, alumni, community members will come out, wear blue and white or your Tiger gear to help celebrate with us on Friday. Also want to let you know, in 2 weeks after that, our Twinsburg Council PTA will be having their Tiger tailgate as well on Friday, September 4th. That will take place from 5 to 7 along Tiger Trail before we face Solon. So this will be in partnership with Rotary Club and Military and First Responders Night. So we appreciate all of them for working together with us for this. There will be giveaways, activities, food trucks. Also, concessions will be available for Twinsburg Athletic Boosters, Pink Piggy Barbecue, and Smooth Rider Smoothie Truck. So thank you to PTA, Rotary Club, and the boosters for participating. You will probably see more. I've talked to Mr. Strickland. There's probably going to be more tailgates happening because we want to like have more people on our stadium field. So look out for that. Finally, our fall and sports activities are underway. So I encourage everyone, if you are able to come support our students throughout the district, whether it's football, soccer, volleyball, cross country, golf, tennis, marching band, orchestra, choir, theater clubs, activity, whatever academics it is, please support our students with what's happening in our district. Everyone works hard, so do our coaches, advisors, director, teachers, staff, and volunteers. So please support them. And I just want to thank you all for joining us tonight, and that ends my president's report.
Thank you for the superintendent's report. I'd just like to say thank you to everyone who's given me an opportunity, especially the Board of Education here in Twinsburg. This being my first opportunity to sit in this seat as the superintendent of Twinsburg City Schools. I'm really appreciative of that, and I'm hoping to be able to do the best I can with everything I do. I've always said that the greatest resource that any community has is its children. And you just brought that to light when I thought about when you said the class of 2039. I was just like, wow, that means I'm becoming very seasoned. But ultimately, any community's greatest resource is its students because they are the future of any community. And so I'm glad that the community is investing in our students with some of the things that we've seen recently. I want to thank everybody who was able to come out for our convocation, our elected officials, Mayor Scafidi was there, council members, our first responders, the community. I think it went extremely well. And in staying with the 4 pillars of the strategic plan, I wanted to thank everybody who was involved in regards to pillar number 1, in regards to parent engagement and communications. We have a very new website. Thank you, Jennifer, and your team for putting that together to line with pillar number 1 in regards to teaching and learning, and then under culture and safety, strong community partnerships. Thank you to all of the first responders and the elected officials and organizations that came out to support us in congregation. In regards to financial stability, pillar number 4. We were having our 3-year forecast given today, and Julia, we're looking forward to that presentation. So thank you for everyone for this opportunity. Uncle always told me be concise, be clear, and be brief. So thank you, and I'm looking forward to this opportunity. That concludes the superintendent's report.
So we will turn it back over for We'll turn it back over for administrative reports. I'm on mic now.
In line with what Dr. Womack said, with our children really being our greatest resource, I get to talk about with the Twinsburg Police Department tonight a really exciting thing that we worked on all summer. And this idea actually started last school year. As you all know, we have a drone club at our high school, and they do some pretty great things. They have put together an exciting video that we will surprise everybody with at the football game Friday night of the project of the stadium renovation. Well, just like we have drones, so does the police and fire department. And the advent and how technology is always advancing. They had applied for a grant and were able to buy some things, but their grant fell a little bit short. And we got into a conversation to them about how could we partner on getting a specialized drone that's made to go in tight spaces like school building. And this will help us not only map out our buildings in a way that we've never been able to do, but it will help our first responders train in a way that they've never been able to do either. They can tell you about drones that go and report out to mass emergency situations before humans ever have to go. I don't know if you all know, but this past Wednesdays, the Twinsburg police utilized a drone to find a missing person. We start to get used to that, but I really love what we were able to do. So what we did, we had applied for a safety and security grant about a year ago, and as a school district, we were awarded those funds, and we elected to take about $2,800 of that here recently and invest in a drone that we will then allow the Twinsburg Police Department to use in our buildings. It'll benefit our students, our staff. They can train with it. They can provide us data with it, help us do some safety mapping. So that's enough for me. I am going to turn it over to some representatives from the police department. We've got Sergeant Beata and I think maybe someone else.
Officer Caparusio's up.
Okay, very good. So
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
thank you so much. I don't know if you had anything you wanted to say.
Sure. First of all, on behalf of Mayor Scafidi and Chief Mason and myself, really like to thank you guys for the opportunity to partner with the schools for this amazing piece of technology. You know, when we go into buildings, especially, you know, the unknown, the big dark buildings, or, you know, God forbid we have to go into school for some reason, you know, having an officer go in is inherently dangerous. And to clear a building room by room, you know, there's a danger involved with this new indoor drone, and it making me flown down the hallways, in the classrooms, under desks. Like, it's amazing, the technology and how this thing operates. And Officer Caparusio is out in the hallway. He's also part of a multi-jurisdictional drone team. It's called the Valley Enforcement Group, and we're part of that. And he's been training with these guys nonstop for the past 5 or 6 months. He's gotten real familiar with these drones, especially this drone that you guys have acquired for us. And like I said, just to send this drone in instead of a person, instead of an officer or even a canine, it sees everything. You know, it records everything, which is valuable, and it's the safety aspect. So we're not putting someone in danger. The drones, the thing's in danger, and we'd rather lose a drone than obviously a person. So if we could, Officer Caparusio, he's our lead pilot, and he's out in the hallway, and he'd like to give you a little demonstration of what this thing can do. Vinny?
Oh my goodness. You can hear it. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
out in the lobby, and he's actually flying this by utilizing goggles. So he sees what the drone sees. It's like a point of view viewer. And he's got a kind of like the old Atari sticks, you know, and that's what he's controlling it by. We are working on what is called a live stream. We wanted to have it hooked up today, didn't realize that you have to wait 24 hours for a security clearance from IT told us. We were in here flying this thing back behind down the hallways, and then Zach realized it's a 24-hour security wait before they'll give us the permission. So we weren't able to show you on the screen what Vinny's seen in the goggles, but that's what, like, if we're flying this in the building, we'll all be able to, on our phones, our dispatcher, our chief on a tablet, anybody who has this access with this QR code can see what that drone's seeing in live time. And if we have 10, 15 sets of eyes as opposed to just Vinny, I mean, you know, we can radio each other and see what these guys are seeing, you know, in real time. So it really is a great piece of technology, and we're very happy that we have control of it. So thank you guys again.
Thank you. That's
That
really
was
nice.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Strickland, for the opportunity
Appreciate
and
you.
everything you've done with us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So
No, we appreciate you.
great. Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Take care, everybody.
The last thing I'll say, and thank you again for the Twinsburg Police Department, but as a school district, I want the community to know we partner so heavily with our first responders behind the scenes in ways that the community, you never see it, and that's a good thing. You feel the safety of it. For example, Friday night's football game, Mr. Fantone and I have been liaisoning with first responders for months around that opening night. There is so much safety and security with the fire department, our paramedics, and our police that go into a football game. We are all over it, and we are so fortunate, so blessed here in Twinsburg for our relationship with our first responders. So thank you again for your approval on that purchase, and I think that's really going to benefit not just our kids and staff, but really our whole community. So very unique opportunity to partner with them. So thanks so much.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Good evening, Board of Education, Dr. Womack, administration, community, our guests. Thanks for being here in person. I would like to personally welcome Dr. Womack with this occasion. There's a first for everything. You are with us tonight for the first board meeting. So are we presenting a forecast in August for the first time in the history? So this would not be usual, as we know. We do have a presentation. Thank you, sir. Great. So as we all know, a forecast is required for every school district in the state of Ohio. And House Bill 96, our current state budget, changed the dates for the forecast when they are due. We also changed the terms to from a past 5-year forecast to a current plus 3 years, which means a 4-year forecast. But for our planning purposes, as we know, our district is continuing to look at 5 years out because we feel like that's needed. So the prior dates for the forecast were November and May. Last year it was changed to February and October 15th of last fall. And this is the first time, as I mentioned before, we are now due on August 31st and February 28th with the update. I will not read through everything on my presentations. It will be available for everybody on the treasurer's webpage tomorrow on the school website. But I would like to cover some of the main new items with, we have a lot of legislative changes. So the reason to have a forecast, we know the Ohio Revised Codes, and basically is so that we can plan ahead as we have been ongoing. As we know, we have had our challenges with our finances and our forecast in the past few years, or even more so in our district. So the forecast, mainly everybody thinks about numbers, and yes, it is about 1.5 pages of numbers. However, the numbers never make sense, and I would like to ask everyone who's interested in the district's forecast to please anytime we need to read the assumptions, the notes, the 22 pages that go with it, or reach out with questions to myself, because if we don't know what's in the numbers, then we maybe don't take the right assumptions. So we need to know what are included and what are not included in the numbers. Basically, always we include in the forecast what we know at the present time, and then things change. Basically, that's why we have at least 2 submissions of the updated numbers annually, or sometimes even more so. A forecast is divided into 2 major sections, revenues and expenditures. Public school district revenues are made up of 2 main sources, local and state funding, and expenditures are in the large part wages and benefits, purchase services, supplies, and materials for our classrooms. With the August 31st deadline is not in alignment with Ohio law if the baseline year is to match final appropriations. Restoring accuracy to the forecasting framework requires realigning submission deadlines with the statutory availability of critical financial information, but that's outside of what we can do here in our district. February 26th forecast, we had no data on House Bill 186 and no first half tax settlements. So we receive tax settlements from the Summit County twice a year as our residents pay their property taxes or through their mortgage companies, they do. Once they're collected, we get the tax advance disbursements. And when the February forecast is due, we just start receiving the first or second advance payment of those tax collections. We don't receive the full settlement amount until April, or actually sometimes into May. So that's why the February forecast date is tough. And then in August, here we are again. We have received 3 advance payments from Summit County so far, 2 in July and 1 this month, but we don't have the final settlement, so we really don't know what the collection is going to be, other than we go by historical data and information that's available to us. The new forecast rules require a baseline year to match district final appropriations. The final appropriations are not due until September 30th. We usually approve them at one of the September board meetings. We did have temporary appropriations approved at the June board meeting. However, now this forecast needs to be aligned by the dollar with our final appropriations for the year. And then if something happens, if our needs change, then we need to adjust our appropriations. We submit it to the county, but then it's not in line with the forecast. Okay. So they're February 28th and August 31st, missing tax data settlement, and then September 30th, just some graphs here for our view. Okay, our revenues versus expenditures. In this forecast, we have modeled the July number 1 payment settlement from the state foundation that's available to us. And it was very close to what Ohio Department of Education had put out in the spring for the simulations, to what we should expect. And our expenditures still exceed revenues in each year of the forecast, as they have been in the past. New legislation. House Bill 129, 186, 309, and 335 were signed into law on December 19th, 2025. by our governor, and they took effect on March 19, 2026. I will go over on how these House bills affect our district or do not affect our district. House Bill 129 has to do with the 20 mil floor calculation, includes emergency levies and substitute levy millage in the 20 mil floor calculation beginning in the next reappraisal or triennial update cycle of a county that contains territory of the district, which Summit County's reappraisal is right now this summer. It started in July. This will affect our district in tax year 26 because of that reappraisal is going on with collections next year. Emergency and substitute levies approved prior to 2026 may be renewed as a fixed sum current operating expense levy for up to 5 years and may be subsequently renewed again. So our district has 3 emergency levies for 10 years. We will only be able to renew them when they come up for 5 years, no longer for 10 years. That's a change for us. It removes the option to renew multiple emergency levies in a single ballot, which we did not have that in the past. And these changes are in effect beginning with this past May. So now our 3 fixed sum levies, the 3 emergency levies that we have, will be included in the 20 mil floor calculation, reducing our future revenue produced from these levies that were below the floor prior to House Bill 129, because before those millages were not added for the calculation of the 20 mil floor, but now they will be. House Bill 186 changes to rollback and owner-occupied tax credit. This revenue should be neutral for our district and give a small decrease in taxes to homeowners paid for by the state. And then I have a graph there of how this is changing from the current percentage into fiscal year 2029. But again, it should not affect us by much, because we were not on the 20 mil floor when these laws were passed. House Bill 309 expanded the county's budget commission power to reduce and override any voter-approved levy except that, to bring the taxes levied within levels of the County Budget Commission finds reasonable and prudent to avoid unnecessary and excessive collections. We are not aware of any such votes by the Summit County at this point in time. House Bill 335, capping inside millage growth, caps revenue growth from inside millage to inflation measured by gross domestic product deflator over the prior 3 years in a reappraisal triennial update years. By projecting our increases in our forecast of the reappraisal and triennial updates at the anticipated gross domestic product deflator, we do not expect adjustments to our projected tax revenues because of this House bill either. So that's good news too. With these new property tax laws, districts must reassess levy strategy, timing, and eligibility. Prohibits a school district from submitting a new money current expense levy to voters if his general fund carryover balance is more than 100% of general fund expenditures in the preceding fiscal year, which we don't need to worry about. That would be about $62 million that we have in cash revenue, in cash balances. That's not the case for us. Allows the district to exclude funds to be used within the next 3 years on permanent improvement from the carryover balance calculation. Modifies the ballot language to include the percentage of amount of a district's general fund carryover balance for a school district current expense levy. So that's something new, is just language related on the ballot. New and renewal or permanent improvement levies remain unchanged. So that's good news for us. Renewals with an increase and replacement levies are eliminated. And fixed sum, as we know, are 3 emergency levies. Renewal permitted for up to 5 years if they were in existence prior to 2026, which ours were, but we can no longer go for 10 years. House Bill 96, the current state budget provided no increase in foundation funding by the state budget, only small amounts outside the formula. And it includes a piggyback tax exemption law that allows county commissioners to give a second tax credit for homeowners and 2.5% credit without reimbursement. This could cost our district $962,000, which is almost $1 million, if approved by our commissioners, that we are not aware right now, but just a heads up. Okay. The state of Ohio contributes 26.09% in this current fiscal year is our projection. As we all know, in the past, our state foundation percentages were smaller. If you remember, we were at about 21% when I came to the district, and then we were going lower every year by a small percentage to about 17%, and now we're at 26%, and I would like to explain why. So the homestead collection, about $4.5 million. If we look at our collections line, general property tax revenue line 101, last year we collected over $45 million, and this year I only show $40 million on that line. But that about $4.5 million was moved down to line 105 because that reimbursement that the resident receives on their homestead exemption comes from the state. So now the state has changed the requirement. So the money is coming to us, but it's reimbursed by the state. So we needed to move it from property tax collection to a state fund, which it does come from the state. It's a reimbursement on a credit to the resident. I hope I'm explaining this right. So if somebody looks at the forecast line 101, first thing we can see, the prior years we had collected over $45 million, and now all of a sudden we're at $40 million. We did not lose about $4.5 million, so I just want to explain that. It's moved down to line 105, okay? Thank you. Okay, challenges to our operating revenues. Definitely the 2 upcoming renewals during this forecast. The 5-year operating levy ends in December 27, still bringing revenues in 28 to the school district. And the 10-year emergency levy that ends 1 year later in 28, still bringing income in fiscal year 29, but not after that. House Bill 196 continued the Fair School Funding Plan, We have no idea if it will be continued or funded in the fiscal year 28 and 29 state budget, so that's unknown. House Bill 96, the Fair School Funding Plan, has us on the guarantee. So being on the state funding guarantee means that the current formula calculates less funding for our district than our established funding floor. The state provides a transitional aid to make up the difference. As a result, it increases generated by the formula may reduce the guarantee rather than produce new dollars for the district. So we have changed from a formula district to a guaranteed district about a year ago only. So our total revenues are estimated to grow by about 2.4% annually over the next 5 years, while our expenses are estimated to grow by 2.2% average over the next 5 years. But we need to remember that the current forecast does not show any pay increase starting with next fiscal year, which is a major, and I cannot underline it enough again for anybody looking at our balances. That would change drastically because we are in a year that we need to start negotiations. So whatever the board agrees to during negotiations, that's going to be reflected in whichever forecast comes up next. That decision will change these numbers. And then also our expenses are currently showing at about 2.2% increase only because of our continued efforts. As we know, our district went to 2 staff reductions already in the past 3 years. So we are continuously working on reducing costs, and that's why we only show 2.2%, and the fact that the pay increase is not included and showing because we don't have an agreement currently in place. With the new property tax legislation, there is no good news about revenue through fiscal year 27 or 31. And I will mention it one more time again, the tangible personal property tax reimbursement lost to our district, which is hugely keeps on affecting our finances. I just can't not mention it. I know we have talked about it over every single one of my presentations, but it has a major effect on our district finances. Our general fund expenditures, wages and benefits are estimated at about 82.4% total, and I have chart there, a pie chart to show 57.5% wages, 24.9% benefits. However, we also know that part of the purchase services has some expenses related to staffing with the ESC and City of Twinsburg. So here I'm underlining again our expenses because of the TEA and TSSA agreements and next summer. This August forecast does not include any pay increases across the district starting in 28. I know I have said it. I don't mean to sound like a broken machine, but it's major with our numbers. And then I'm showing what increases we have received, or actually for the first time, a decrease for our dental insurance premium cost, which is paid by the board for all the staff, had a negative 10%, which is a first. And here on the next slide, I have our, it doesn't go anymore. Okay, I have the history of what the last, since 98, 99, increases were on our insurances. Main budget concern ongoing as in the past is line 601, where our expenditures are over our revenues annually. We were able to, in the past 3 years, to bring that deficit spending down to under $1 million, which was the result of a lot of work together and efforts. So that's good that we have lowered it. However, this year we're forecasted again to deficit spend about $2 million. And then next year, this number reflected here will change with negotiation results. Depletion of cash reserve. So I would like to go over these two line items in the forecast, line 1001, which shows the district's cash reserves and balances without levy renewals. We don't have it. There's a separate sheet. Everybody with me? Okay. Great. Thank you. Thank you. So without levy renewals, our cash reserve, we still have about $3.8 million in 29. However, I would like to say that we all know that in order to pay 2 payrolls and our weekly check runs for a month, we need about over $5 million. So this cash balance here of $3.8 million is not enough for our district to survive 1 month. And then, so that's without levy renewals. And then line 12.01 on the next page of the forecast shows our reserves with levy renewals, those 2 levies that I have mentioned, the 5-year and the 10-year, which we only would be able to, we'll see what decision the board makes at the time, but renew it for 5 years. So even with that renewal, in 29, we're at $6.6 million, which again is just little over 30 days cash balances. I would like to mention on a positive note that we will not be in fiscal precaution as a result of this forecast submission. I will smile because that's good news. It's the result of hard work that has been put in the past 3 years by everybody collectively. The district is only required to do a written plan if it projecting a negative balance on line 1001 in years 1 or 2, which we're not, or if projecting a negative balance on line 12.01 in year 3, fiscal year 27, 28, and 29. Those are the years that we're looking at. So we will not have a fiscal precaution letter from Department of Education this fall. Our ending cash reserves here, again, the 2 lines just with some graphs. Maybe this is a little more helpful for some of us to see or easier to catch our eyes. The same 2 lines. And suggested action steps, which I have discussed with Dr. Womack. Continue to stay on course with reduction plan. The board approved this past January. Under the leadership of Board of Education and Dr. Womack, continue exploring ways to analyze data and align district strategic plan and long-term vision with the finances available to us for operations, and exploring avenues for increased revenues as we have done before, but maybe we look even at more options going forward. And thank you. That was my 5-year forecast update. Will be submitted to the Department of Education and on the website tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I do believe we have cards.
We do.
All right. So the board values and encourages public comment on educational issues. board offers public participation to members of the public in accordance with the procedure below. The board applies these procedures to all speakers and does not discriminate based on the identity of the speaker, content of the speech, and viewpoint of the speaker. Persons wishing to address the Board of Education should submit a blue card found in the lobby to the treasurer prior to the meeting so they may be recognized by the board president. Speakers will be requested to preface their comments by an announcement of their name, address, and group affiliation, if and when appropriate. No formal action will be taken on subjects until the board has had an opportunity to study them. Comments regarding personnel must be submitted in writing through the office of the superintendent. Each statement made by a participant should be limited to 5 minutes duration until the total time of 30 minutes is used. All right, so it looks like we have Vic.
Good evening, Chairman Rhonda Crawford and respected board members, for giving me opportunity to speak here tonight. My name is Vic Sandhu. I'm running for Ohio House District 35. I'm Master's in Nautical Science, a former Merchant Navy navigational officer, married to U.S. Air Force veteran, my wife. We have 2-year-old and a proud resident of Twinsburg. I'm a former township fiscal officer where I transitioned an absolute accounting system to auditor of state recommended UN accounting system. So when we have an auditor of state recommended accounting system, that saves a lot of money for the taxpayers in audits. I spearheaded their investment and they were making extra $70,000 by an investment into Star Ohio funds. That's the same ideology I'm gonna bring to the State House if elected. My campaign is economy-centric, affordability-focused, safety, security, giving strong education to our future generations, and that's what I'm focused on. I take public education very seriously. A good walkover on all the issues for next 5 years for all the budgeting, and you're doing pretty good than some of the few other school districts. I've been to other school board meetings, and I'm here tonight to learn from you guys issues affecting our school board here, and hopefully I will do and stand whatever in my capacity to help our school boards. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any questions? I'll be here, and I'll give the cards.
Okay, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Okay, so we'll move to the treasurer's report. Resolved that the Twinsburg City School District Board of Education approves the meeting minutes of the July 14, 2026 special board meeting and the July 15th, 2026 regular board meeting. Resolved that the Twinsburg City School District Board of Education accepts the following financial reports for the month of July 26. Bank reconciliation, cash summary report by fund, cash summary report by fund and special cost center, disbursement summary report, and investments portfolio review as sent to the board under separate cover. 3, resolved that the Twinsburg City School District Board of Education approves all expenditures for the month of July 26 as reflected in the above named reports. And 4, resolved that the Twinsburg City School District Board of Education approves and adopts the Twinsburg City School District 5-year forecast and assumptions for school years 2027 through 2031 as prescribed by the ORC 5705.391 and 5705.412. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
So moved by Ms. Hamilton.
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Egan. Any discussion? Can you please call the roll?
Ms. Hamilton,
Yes.
Mrs. Egan,
Yes.
Ms. Roche,
Yes.
Mrs. Travis,
Yes.
Mrs. Crawford.
Yes. And that passes 5-0. All right, action items, personnel. 1, resolved that the Twinsburg City School District Board of Education accepts the certified and licensed personnel contract recommendations detailed in Exhibit 8.1 as per the dates, terms, and other applicable conditions specified pending satisfactory background checks. 2, resolve that the Twinsburg City School District Board of Education accepts the classified personnel contract recommendations detailed in Exhibit 8.2 as per the dates, terms, and other applicable conditions specified pending satisfactory background checks. 3, resolve that the Twinsburg City School District Board of Education approves the supplemental recommendations detailed in Exhibit 8.3 as per the dates, terms, and other applicable conditions specified pending satisfactory background checks. And 4, resolve that the Twinsburg Board of Education accepts the pupil activity contract recommendations detailed in Exhibit 8.4 as per the dates, terms, and other applicable conditions specified pending satisfactory background checks. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
So moved by Ms. Rush,
Second.
second by Ms. Travis. Any discussion?
If I may, I think the exhibits should be 9.1, 9.2, 9.3, and 9.4, not 8. Section 8 was the treasurer's section. And if we look in the back at the exhibits, they are numbered as 9.1, 2, and so forth. If we may make that change, please.
Yes, we will update that.
Thank you. 9.2 classified, 9.1 certified, 9.3 supplemental,
And 9.4.
and 9.4 pupil activity. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Any other discussion? All right.
Ms. Rush,
Yes.
Mrs. Travis? Yes. Mrs. Hamilton?
Yes.
Mrs. Egan?
Yes.
Mrs. Crawford?
Yes. And that passes 5-0. 10 action items, new business. 1, resolve that the Twinsburg City School District Board of Education approves the cancellation of the following regular board meetings: September 2nd, 2026, October 7th, 2026, and November 4th, 2026. If needed, work sessions may be scheduled on any of these dates. 2, transportation agreement. JP Safety First Transportation LLC resolved that the Twinsburg City School District Board of Education approves the agreement with JP Safety First for the 26-27 school year for the select special education and homeless routes as needed pursuant to the terms and conditions set forth in the document sent to the board under separate cover. This is a general fund expenditure. 3, resolve that the Twinsburg City School District BOE approves the agreement with AL Safe Transportation for select special education homeless routes for the 26-27 school year pursuant to the terms and conditions set forth in the agreement sent to the board under separate cover. This is a general fund expenditure. 4, resolve that the Twinsburg Board of Education approves an agreement for the 26-27 school year for software services, technology services, library services, technology integration, wireless and ISP, E-rate eligible services with Northeast Ohio Network for educational technology, NeoNet, at a cost of $172,026.55. This is a general fund expenditure. 5, resolve that the Twinsburg City School District approves the agreement with Kids Link School for 1 student to attend for the 26-27 school year. The tuition cost is $101,000 pursuant to the terms and conditions set forth in the agreement sent to the board under separate cover. This is a general fund expenditure. 6, resolve that the Board of Education approves the agreement with Kids Link for 1 student for the 26-27 school year. The tuition cost is $5,150, and it's for the period of August 17th, 2026 to August 31st, 2026, which is considered part of the 25-26 school year because of the year-round calendar for Kids Link. The amount includes 15 hours of BCBA startup fees pursuant to the terms and conditions set forth in the agreement sent to the board under separate cover. This is a general fund expenditure. 7, resolve that the Twinsburg City School District Board of Ed approves the agreement with Ascent Education for 1 student to attend for the 26-27 school year. The tuition cost is $76,000 pursuant to the terms and conditions set forth in the agreement sent to the board under separate cover. This is a general fund expenditure. 8, resolve that the Board of Education approves the agreement with Cross Thread Solutions LLC for as-needed translating and interpreting services for the 26-27 school year. Rates vary based on the mode of interpretation pursuant to the terms and conditions set forth in the agreement sent to the board under separate cover. This will be a Title III or general fund expenditure. 9, resolve that the BOE approves the College Credit Plus MOU between Stark State College and the Twinsburg City School District for the 26-27 school year. 10, resolve that the Board of Education approves the deletion of the following equipment from the maintenance department because the estimated repair costs exceed 80% of the item's value. It's listed in the agenda. Resolve that the 11, resolve that the BOE approves the deletion of the following outdated technology items from George G. Dodge Intermediate Schools. The items are listed on the agenda. 12, resolve that the Twinsburg Board of Education accepts the following donations. There is Faith United Methodist Church for $5,000 is the estimated value. It's for backpacks containing various school supplies, 25 each for Wilcox, Bissell, Dodge, and RBC, 100 for THS. Value of each backpack is $25 each. RDP Sports is $1,500 for Wilcox Primary School to be used towards PBIS initiatives in school culture and spirit days. And then Ohio Powell Prints for $1.80 for Twinsburg High School to be used towards the purchase of any needed student supplies. Amount is proceeds for the sale of THS apparel at local retailers. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
So moved by Ms. Travis.
Second.
Second by Ms. Egan. Any discussion?
Yes, I would like to formally, on behalf of all of us up here, acknowledge Michelle from the Faith United Methodist Church here in Twinsburg. It's the church, for those of you that may not follow along, the church that's located right behind our water tower up here off of 91. Michelle gives so much to our district. She spearheaded with Mr. Marlowe, talking to him about how many children we're going to need backpacks, in conjunction with the Rotary. She worked with the ladies there, gathering these items, sorting them, packing them, and providing for. She put out a request at the end that they had everything they needed but some graph paper. And just from that request, the graph paper arrived for her. She packed the bags. I mean, she does have a crew that helps her, so it's not a singleton thing. But it's her effort that spearheads this in this community from that particular church. It's exceptional. She's just an exceptional woman who doesn't ask for anything in return. So I think as a board, we just acknowledge her for her greatness, her goodness, her blessing to our community, to our children now. Watch Facebook. She will be posting. They have open house for free clothing, free items. There's a food pantry there. They also participate in the once a month on Sunday family meals. It's a wonderful opportunity there. It's a wonderful organization, many people, but Michelle is a spearhead there that has to be acknowledged.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we thank everyone for all your donations, and RDP is one of our biggest supporters who always donates for our school. So we appreciate all of the companies, nonprofits for donating. 13, resolve that the Twinsburg.
We got to call a roll.
Oh,
Roll call.
yes, thank you.
Mrs. Travis?
Yes.
Mrs. Egan?
Yes.
Ms. Hamilton?
Yes.
Ms. Rush?
Yes.
Mrs. Crawford?
Yes, and that passes 5-0.
Thank you.
13, resolve that the Twinsburg City Board of Education accepts the interdistrict service area contract with ESC of Northeast Ohio for the 26-27 school year to provide 1 gifted consultant, 1 network manager, 3 tech support specialists, 1 tech resource assistant, 2 security liaisons pursuant to the terms and conditions set forth in the agreement sent to the board under separate cover. 14, resolve that the Twinsburg City School District Board of Education accepts the agreement with the ESC of Northeast Ohio for the 26-27 school year to provide audiology and hearing impaired services. The cost for audiology services is $160 per hour, and the cost for a teacher for the hearing impaired is $150 per hour, pursuant to the terms and conditions set forth in the agreement sent to the board under separate cover. This will be a general fund expenditure. 15, resolve that the Board of Education accepts the agreement with the ESC of Northeast Ohio for the 26-27 school year to provide orientation and mobility services and a teacher of the visually impaired. The cost for orientation and mobility services is $127 per hour, and the cost for a teacher for the visually impaired is $127 per hour, pursuant to the terms and conditions set forth in the agreement sent to the board under separate cover. This will be a general fund expenditure. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
So moved by Ms. Hamilton.
Second.
Second by Ms. Rush. Any discussion?
Yes, I may as well take the mic again. I will be abstaining on this particular vote. I do not work in any of these departments with any of these individuals. However, I do work at the ESC of Northeast Ohio, so following protocol, I will be abstaining. I would like one moment. This is a great example of what I've tried to explain over the last couple of times I've spoke, that these services are an opportunity to have someone come in at an hourly rate. The ESC hires someone at a full-time level, which we don't need a full-time visually impaired person in our district or a hearing impaired person to help our students. This is a way that school districts across Northeast Ohio and beyond can share the wealth of having a certified trained, certificated individual service our students and only pay for a small portion of that particular person's total salary. So it is a service organization, and this is one of the advantages we have of working with them. So again, I'll abstain from the vote, but these are good opportunities for our district.
Okay, can you please call the roll?
Ms. Hamilton,
Yes.
Ms. Rush,
Yes.
Mrs. Travis,
Yes. Oh, sorry, abstain.
Mrs. Egan,
Yes.
Mrs. Crawford.
Yes, and that passes 4 with 1 abstention. 16, resolved that the Twinsburg BOE approves the proposal for Mid-Ohio Asphalt and Concrete in the amount of $120,040 for pavement work at the Twinsburg High School, Dodge Intermediate School, and the Twinsburg City School District bus lot per the documentation sent to the board under separate cover. This is a permanent improvement expenditure. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you by Ms. Egan. Thanks, Ms. Travis. Can you call the roll?
Mrs. Egan,
Yes.
Or
Mrs.
any discussion, I'm sorry.
no.
Okay, thanks, sorry.
Mrs. Travis,
Yes.
Ms. Hamilton,
Yes.
Ms. Rush,
Yes.
Mrs. Crawford.
Yes, that passes 5-0. Any miscellaneous?
I just,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
first. Okay. I just want to say that the amount of talent that we have, that our seniors have painted in their parking spots this past summer, is beyond amazing. The kids were out there day and night. You know, it was kind of fun working. I also do work with Twin States Community, the Twin States Festival, and we were finishing setting up, and it was, 10 o'clock on a Thursday night, and there were so many kids in the parking lot. They had music on, and it was great because it was just a place where they could go and just hang out and just paint, and music was happening, and it was just a beautiful summer night. And so I'm grateful that we have that ability to have that opportunity for those kids to paint for those spots, and they're just so great. I mean, so amazing. So I just want to congratulate those kids and wish them all well for their senior year, and just great artwork. So if you ever have a chance before they get, messed up with their tires as the year progresses in snow and such, I encourage you to go over to the parking lots and take a look at what they've done.
And I just wanted to say a huge thank you to Mrs. Tershak, who is retiring. She has worked for the district for 32 years, and my son Bruce had her as a kindergarten teacher. So just a huge debt of gratitude to her. She's a fantastic teacher. Definitely hate to see her go. And huge debt of gratitude and thank you to Mrs. Thomas as well. The two of them 55 years of service for the district. So thank you so much for your service to the two of them.
All right. All right, so there is a need for executive session, so the board will enter into executive session at 7:34 p.m. to discuss employment, discipline, and compensation of public employees as per the Board of Education Policy number 0167.2A. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Rush,
Second.
by Ms. Egan. Any discussion?
Ms. Rush,
Yes.
Ms. Egan,
Yes.
Ms. Hamilton,
Yes.
Mrs. Travis,
Yes.
Mrs. Crawford.
Yes, and that passes 5-0. I do not see the need for us to reconvene out here, but we did want to thank you so much. We hope everyone has a good rest of the week, and we hope we see everyone on Friday. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go Tigers.